Joining us now is Matt Dinkle from Image Signs. He's going to tell us a little bit about some advertising tips.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the show. And there are some really interesting forms of advertising now out there and some very successful and effective forms. But I wanted to start with talking about your business a little bit, how you got into this business, and your dad, you work with your dad, so
Absolutely.
It's a family business, it's a local business in Mooresville. So give us a little bit of background before we get into that piece.
Well, Image Signs is a locally owned business in Mooresville, and it's a family-owned business. Image Signs was started about 10 years ago. We're going on 10 years now in the Mooresville, Charlotte area. But signs and advertising has run in the family quite a bit. We actually have 4 brothers. Well, my dad has 4 brothers that have sign shops in Florida.
Okay.
And my dad's dad actually owns a fairly big advertising firm up in Michigan.
Okay.
So the family,
So it runs in the blood.
Yeah, it kind of runs in the family. So that's kind of our core thing, is we've started it off of everybody else's teaching and learning from them.
You were inducted into the advertising business in diapers.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit what you think is the most effective right now for advertising for, there are a lot of small businesses in the area. So what are some of the things?
I think the most effective form of advertising that a small business or any business in Mooresville could do would probably be the mobile advertising. We're noticing right now that there's a big increase in that. A lot of people are really putting the majority of their advertising budget into the mobile advertising. The second would be your internet presence, like a website like lknsavings.com. Those are really driving a lot of traffic to people's websites. That and the mobile advertising is probably going to be your biggest
Yeah, the mobile,
benefit.
I mean, it's been, we've had you do our car, the lknsavings.com, which my kids now call Kermit the Frog. But it's unbelievable how many people now are mentioning that they saw me. And we've got the DJ Road Jam coming on shortly, and he's got the mobile advertising. I saw your car all over the place, Image Signs. But it is amazing how much attention it gets. So share with us some of the statistics, because they are astounding.
Yeah, well, about 95% of your clientele are going to be reached through visual mobile advertising. There's a recent research done that says you're going to garnish about 30,000 to 70,000 impressions daily just on your mobile advertising.
Yeah, it's something that you wouldn't really think about, but it makes sense. I mean,
Absolutely.
you could get on 77 for a couple exits, and you're passing a lot of cars.
And you'd be surprised. The most time you're going to get is when you're stopped in traffic.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen people stopped in traffic, and I actually had this happen to me the other morning. As I was on my way into work, and I was stopped at a light, and somebody came out and knocked on my window and said, can I have a business card? I said, absolutely. He said, I could really use you for a lot of stuff that we're doing.
Yeah.
And I've actually seen that on several occasions. I don't recommend it, jumping out of your car and going and knocking on somebody's window, but I've seen it firsthand.
Well, it's kind of taking the vehicles to the next level, because for the longest time, you put your name of your business on your car and your phone number or what you do, but when you wrap an entire vehicle and you've got the flashy colors or the stripes, or it makes so much, it's just different.
Absolutely, and it's a lot of people were going with the regular cut vinyl, and in the past about 7 years, the wraps have become much more popular. It's just
What's
a better
cut vinyl versus a wrap?
Well,
For those
cut
of us who
vinyl
don't
is,
know the lingo.
Cut vinyl is just the standard individual letters, one color, very basic. And then the vehicle wraps are kind of taking that over. It's very rare to see very much cut vinyl put on vehicles anymore. Everybody's putting all their money into the vehicle wraps because, as you said, it catches your eye much better than just so-and-so's plumbing company on the side of the vehicle. But if you have a big visual picture, which a lot of people can remember much easier, is a big visual, you're going to get much more return out of something like that as opposed to the vinyl.
And can you wrap any kind of car?
Yeah, I mean you can wrap anything from a BMW all the way to a motorcycle. We've wrapped. We actually just did a 47-foot motor coach for E1 Technologies out of Cornelius. We did a full wrap on that one. And that was 47 feet.
Now, does it stay for a while, or can you take it off if you need to? Or?
Well, the vinyl that we use is a premium 3M vinyl. It's a 5-year outdoor material. Realistically, you're probably going to get more of 8 to 9 years out of it. We always laminate all of our vinyl with a UV protective laminate, which allows you to wash it, wax it, and you spill gas on it, it's not going to hurt it a bit. So it actually acts as like a protectant to your vehicle.
Well, it made my car look like new.
Yeah.
All the dings, scratches, lazy five horns,
Yeah, exactly.
were gone.
And then when you actually go to take it off, you just peel it off, and it leaves absolutely no glue residue whatsoever. So it's an easy application to apply, and then fairly easy to take off.
What if somebody got like rear-ended or something like that? Can it be repaired, or would you need to re-wrap something if a car needed it?
Depending on the severity of the damage, chances are you're probably just going to need to rewrap that one specific area.
Okay.
Whenever we design a vehicle wrap, we always do it off of templates, and we keep that specific template of each body part of the vehicle. So in the event that you do get rear-ended, we could simply just reprint the bumper instead of having to do the whole car again.
I see.
And just replace that one area, and you would absolutely never know that it was replaced. It would match the entire thing.
How long does it take to do like a standard car?
From the start to finish, you're probably talking, from the start of the design to the final application, you're probably talking anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks. To do the install itself, we really like to have the vehicle for a day to a day and a half. Bigger vehicles, obviously, we like to have a little bit longer than that. But a standard compact car, or even your van, shouldn't really take any more than a day to a day and a half to complete.
Okay.
I think that's definitely something for people to think about, because it does make sense that as you're driving around, you're getting more impressions, as you say, which is basically just people seeing the information than you can get in pretty much any other
Well, think how
kind
many
of.
miles you drive a week.
Right.
And you're driving by how many cars while you're doing that.
Yeah, your potential clientele, you're driving in that area, and the big thing is it's advertising for you 24/7. Whenever you're in the car, it's not like you turn it off. It's always on. So even if you're driving around on the weekend, it's constantly putting that image in front of potential clients that you could do work for.
Well, and I think clients need to see the image, your logo. They say, 7 times for it to really start sticking. So,
Absolutely.
in conjunction with vehicle wrapping is doing a nice sign or doing the banners, and
Absolutely.
you do.
The more you can do and get your image out in front of everybody, the better off you are. That's why Coca-Cola, Pepsi, McDonald's puts their name on everything.
Right.
They start from when you're young, and they brand their name so well. And that's kind of what a lot of businesses should try to mimic, is to put your name on everything. Whether it's a banner that we produce, use the same logo as you would on your vehicle. Whether it's your sign out in front, you always want to try to keep everything that's kind of Crow branding in that aspect.
Great. Well, we'll put some pictures up of our LKN Savings Mobile, and we've got DJ Road Jam. We're going to be seeing the vehicle wrap on his car as well. But thank you for coming on. I mean, it's definitely something that we're hearing a lot about lately, and I think it makes a lot of sense.
You see it as you're driving around, but you don't really think about the reason that people are doing it. And those statistics are really amazing.
And the biggest thing is the cost factor. Is that people don't understand that it's actually going to be cheaper than a phone book ad, and a lot of people spend $1,500 on phone book ads a month, where a vehicle wrap is going to cost you about $700 a year, but yet you 10 times more exposure, and plus your competition isn't listed right underneath. And your phone book can't drive down the road for you either.
And really, who uses a phone book today?
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
Most teenagers don't even know what a phone book is nowadays.
All right. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Matt.
you.
That was very
Very
interesting.
interesting. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.